I'm Jason Parker. I've been with Digium for about 4 years now. I do a lot of Asterisk development, and I am the primary maintainer and author of AsteriskNOW. I've also done our Asterisk Business Edition and lots of other things since I've been there. So what is AsteriskNOW? AsteriskNOW is a Linux distribution based around Asterisk. It's basically a set of packages that you can install from an ISO. It's based on CentOS, the latest version of CentOS, which is 5.5. It comes with a lot of packages like Asterisk and Dotty and libpri, and FreePBX is an option, Asterisk GUI is an option. There's also a lot of packages for Digium's commercial software to make that easier to install. So things like Skype for Asterisk and Fax for Asterisk, our G729 codec, and some of the other codecs that we have. So in this talk, I want to talk about some of the benefits of AsteriskNOW, the reasons for using it, some of the drawbacks of AsteriskNOW. I also want to talk about some features that we've recently implemented and features that we'd like to implement in the short term. So the first benefit is ease of installation. It's extremely easy. You go to the website, you download an ISO, burn it to a CD, you put it in, you boot your computer, and you get a set of options. You can either install Asterisk 1.4 or Asterisk 1.6 with FreePBX or the Asterisk GUI or no GUI at all. You put that in, and then there's like 2 screens after that. It's basically setting your time zone and your password, and you have to do nothing else. And about 15 minutes later, you're going to have a full Asterisk installation. It's also extremely easy to use. With the various GUIs that we have, like FreePBX and Asterisk GUI, a lot of the setup of your phones or your trunks is just clicking some buttons on a screen, and it will walk you through all the things you do. And actually, there's a fine book by that man in the back right there on FreePBX, if I'm not mistaken. It covers a lot of FreePBX. So it's also very up-to-date. Being that we at Digium, we know Asterisk. We're able to get things out when we release Asterisk. Part of that is building new packages for AsteriskNOW. So like with the recent 1.8 release that went out, what was it, Thursday of last week, there were already packages for that on Friday. So right now, if you have AsteriskNOW, you can get Asterisk 1.8 today. Some of the other distributions can't say that. There's one distribution that their default installation uses Asterisk 1.4.21.2, and that was released in July of 2008. Granted, in that distribution, you can choose others, but it's still not as up-to-date. In other distributions, they're using 1.6.0.26, which was released in March of 2010, and they're using a Linux kernel from January of 2010. Since we're using base stock CentOS 5, everything that they update, you're going to get. We don't hold back packages when they put them out. They're very well tested, and there's no reason not to do that. We also work very closely with a lot of the communities that we deal with, like the Asterisk community, obviously. And we also are involved quite heavily with the FreePBX community and their developers. Occasionally we'll go back and forth, and we'll ask them to make changes, and they'll do that. And then they'll come and they'll ask us to make changes, and we'll make those changes for them. And we work together pretty well, and it's worked out for, I think, both of us. Like I said, since Digium is the one that maintains and builds AsteriskNOW, it's extremely stable. We know Asterisk. I think it's fair that we can say that. When there's issues, we know how to work with them and get them fixed. We also have it tested by our PQ department, our product qualification department, before it goes out the door. So anytime there's a new ISO, they're going to test it for several days usually. And we know it works. And because of that, it's easy to support. Digium's able to support it. We have these open source support subscriptions, I think it's called. And AsteriskNOW packages are the only packages that they will support. If you're running another distribution, or if you're running, say, Debian packages, they won't support you unless you install from source. If you're running from AsteriskNOW, that's not an issue. They'll support that. And the reason for that is because, like I said, there's no changes to the base CentOS installation. We do maybe a couple of configurations to some of their things, but we don't replace their packages. And there's known versions of things. So some of the drawbacks of using AsteriskNOW. When you use a GUI, there's a lot less configurability. There's only so many options that a GUI can have, so you don't get like the raw configuration power you would get if you're editing a text file. That's kind of an issue with some of these distributions. There's also less customization. Since you're not building from source, you're relying on what we've decided will be in that distribution for you. You can add more stuff if you'd like, but by default, things like, say, the SNMP module or the LDAP module, those aren't in there. But everything that most systems would use, those are all in there. Some of the new features that we have in the latest AsteriskNOW, which is 1.7.1, which was released, I should have put a note on that. It was probably 3 months ago. Rod is not in here. Is that about right? 3 months. So in that release, we had 2 new free PBX modules. There was a module for configuring Digium hardware. It's called the .config module. And in the past, in FreePBX, you've always had to still modify config files even when using the GUI. Now, it'll detect your card for you, and it'll give you options based on the type of card it is. Like if it's a ISDN card or if it's an analog card, you can configure those settings right there in the GUI. The other module is it's called the Digium add-ons installer, and those add-ons that I was talking about earlier, like Skype for Asterisk, Fax for Asterisk, it's one click to install those now in the GUI. You can register your licenses right there in the GUI. You can install the package, and it's really nice. It makes things really easy. And like I mentioned earlier, Asterisk 1.8, while that didn't make it into the 1.7.1 release, that's certainly going to be in the next release. And like I said, if there's instructions on the forums, on forums.digium.com, I think it is, and it'll give you instructions on how to switch to the 1.8 packages versus the 1.4 or 1.6 packages. So some of the things that we'd like to do in 1.7.2 is we want to add support for the new calendaring stuff that was added, which, I don't know, if anyone was in Terry's talk earlier, or it was Life's talk. Basically, you can connect Asterisk to a calendaring service like Google Calendar or Exchange or Zimbra, and based on your meeting status, you can have it automatically send the call to your voicemail if you're busy, for example. So we want to add something to configure that in Asterisk GUI, and we want to have that in our next AsteriskNOW release. Also, one of the things that this guy right here did was Google Voice. We've always been able to connect to Google Talk, but recently Google added Google Voice support to Gmail and Google Talk, which lets you call anywhere in the US and Canada for free from their web-based system. Because of what he's done, he's figured out how to get Asterisk to use that same interface. So Asterisk can make calls to the US and Canada through Google for free. We want to add support for that in the GUI also. And of course, we want to add an Asterisk 1.8 install option so that you just put in the CD, you choose *18, and your system is running *18. Hopefully we'll have that soon. We were thinking about having at least the *18 install option in AsteriskNOW 1.7.2, and we're thinking we can have it done next week and possibly released the week after. So soon. Put quotes around that. And it's also, AsteriskNOW is more than just a distribution. AsteriskNOW is really just a set of packages. You don't have to be running the AsteriskNOW ISO distribution to get all these benefits of these packages. You can just go download one package or one repository file, and you can connect to our repositories and install all of these with like 1 or 2 commands. It makes it extremely easy. Like if you already have a system, say an email server, and you want to add asterisk to it, you can just connect with those repositories, do a yum install asterisk, and that's basically all you need to do. There's a lot of things that you can do with that. Packaging is nice. Makes things very easy. It's probably a lot shorter than I expected it to be. How is my time? I don't either. Whatever. But, so I guess with that, unless Rod has anything to add, I'm going to go ahead and open it up to questions. And
what is Google Voice using?
Well, they're using Google Talk, and then I imagine they're, yeah, they hide it all away. It doesn't particularly matter.
Why do you know if they're using that? Google acquired Grand Central, and Google Voice is essentially Grand Central rebranded. And we do know from talking to the Grand Central guys, or the former Grand Central guys, that they did make use of Asterisk. They said that it was not their call control platform; they would use it for other services, and they didn't specify once in a while we get things like comments in your voicemail, but that's my speculation. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if Google still had Asterisk in their voicemail. Don't quote me on that. I'm not saying that. Sure, I understand.
Yeah, it's likely that their Gizmo 5 acquisition is also a part of that. They were an ITSP, so. Yep.
You mentioned that you have a support subscription that would apply to AsteriskNOW. Would that also apply if we didn't want your distro to be loaded, sent to us on our own? Packages from your repo?
Yes, it would. Any other questions? Yeah.
Do you still have access to CLI?
To CLI, yes. Yeah, you have full access to Asterisk. FreePBX is basically, or Asterisk GUI. They're basically just for configuration. It doesn't really hide the fact that it's Asterisk, so it's not like a black box or anything like that. You still have full control.
There's
Sure.
just a couple of rules to learn, isn't there, when you're using FreePBX, about if you want your own configuration, put it in extension buttons called custom.conf. If you go messing around in extensions.conf, it's not going to be there for very long.
Right, that goes back to the less configurability thing. While you can do it, it's certainly not as easy to do some of the stuff that you normally would do when using the GUI.
Sorry, no question.
How well is AsteriskNOW supported in a virtual environment?
Very well. As of not too recently, the timer that Dottie uses has been a lot better for virtual environments. Plus, in Asterisk 1.6.0 and later, we have a timing API, which can use kernel timing or Dottie timing, or I think there's some other one that is a little complicated to explain. But it works a lot better than it used to. And that's not just because it's Asterisk now. It's all versions of Asterisk should be that way.
Isn't Asterisk 1.8 timerless? Did I read that somewhere?
Well, that's the timing API. It doesn't require the Dottie timer anymore. What you're probably thinking of is the conferencing. You don't need Dottie for conferencing anymore.